Today, I have the Ferrari Carano Fumé Blanc from California. It seems like I've been on a Sauvignon Blanc kick lately. Let's talk about this one a little bit. So, Fumé Blanc is the Sauvignon Blanc grape. It's just another name for it. That's what a lot of American winemakers call it. See, in the 1960s, some California winemakers wanted to make Sauvignon Blanc seem a little bit more fancy. And so they gave it the name Fumé Blanc. And Fumé came from France. In France, a lot of the Sauvignon Blanc grapes are grown in a region called Fume. And so in order to kind of give it a little French flair, the winemakers in California in the 1960s called it Fumé Blanc, but it's really Sauvignon Blanc grape. Let's open it up, give it a try, and see what we got. I've had some questions about where I get these glasses. They're very lightweight, but they're super strong. I haven't broken any yet. They're really wonderful. I've got a link in the description below. You can get them on Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive for a set of 4, and I think they'll last you a long time. They feel great, and they really work great for all sorts of wines. So this wine, 30% of it was fermented in oak barrels. The last couple of Sauvignon Blancs I reviewed, the Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, and also the Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, never saw any oak aging or oak fermentation. They were entirely made in stainless barrels. This one, 30%, like I said, was fermented in oak barrels. Now, the barrels used here are old oak barrels, so they're not going to contribute a lot of aroma and flavor, but it'll still add a little bit of character to the wine. Let's see what we got. The color is what you'd expect for Sauvignon Blanc. It's a light straw color. Ooh, and the aroma. Usually with Sauvignon Blanc, I get a lot of grapefruit and lemon, but this is different. I'm getting a lot of peach and some green grass, and maybe even a little bit of wet rocks. Very different. Ooh, that flavor is really wonderful. Some Chardonnay drinkers might even like this. You know, the Sauvignon Blancs I tried from New Zealand tend to have a lot of acidity, grapefruit and lemon right up front in the flavor, and kind of nothing back on the back side of the palate. This, because 30% was fermented in oak, tends to have a longer finish and a more well-rounded flavor too. There seems to be less acidity up front. It's just a lot of that peach flavor, some green grass, and then I get a little bit of that toastiness from the oak and maybe some of the baking spice characteristics that you would expect. But it's not overpowering oak by any stretch, and I really don't pick up the oak in the nose. It's all in the flavor, and it's just on the back of the palate. It's very subtle. In my opinion, this is a well-oaked wine. It's not overpowering, and it actually complements the wine. It doesn't just take over the whole palate. Because it's still Sauvignon Blanc, it'll pair with all the foods you would normally pair Sauvignon Blanc with. Fish, cheese, or just on its own on an afternoon. The Ferrari Carano Fumé Blanc. It's available at most grocery stores. It's under $15 a bottle. You can find it everywhere. If you're looking for a wine that would please both Chardonnay drinkers and maybe Pinot Grigio drinkers, this would be a great bottle to pick up. If you pick up a bottle, write down in the comments down below and let me know what you think about it.